What's up guys, and welcome back to another Tech Tip Tuesday, where we show you tips on how to work on your bike as well as tips to be an overall better BMX racer. As you can see, we finally got some sunshine out here and it is pretty bright, so please excuse the shadows and the dark spots and all that good stuff. But today we're going to be talking about manualing. Not wheeling, but manualing. Manualing and wheeling are two completely separate things. Wheeling is when you pick up the front of your bike and you pedal to keep the balance of your front wheel off the ground. And manualing is where you pick up your front wheel and you use your body weight to balance that front wheel and make sure it doesn't hit the ground. Manualing is one of those really cool things where you can just come out to an empty parking spot like this and you can just work on your manuals. And once you learn how to master your manuals, then you can incorporate it with different things, like take it out to the track and manual several rollers at one time, or you can just manual down a really long hill and just see how long you can keep it up for. It's just overall a really cool thing to learn and to be able to do. I personally think one of the best ways to learn your manualing is on flat ground out in an empty parking space like this. So that way you don't have to worry about traffic and cars like that. It's perfect right now because I'm actually out at the track and it is closed, obviously due to the whole coronavirus thing going on right now. So there's no traffic out here. I don't really have to worry about any cars driving around or anything like that and worrying about hitting them or them hitting me. So this is literally the perfect spot to either work on your manuals or just learn how to manual. I see a lot of people that are wanting to learn how to manual, but they just try and manual out on the track and their form is completely off and they're manualing funny. And I really think if they took the time to learn to manual on flat ground, that it would translate onto the track as well. Because once you learn how to manual on flat ground, you learn how to manipulate your body weight, know exactly how far you need to lean back, how far forward you need to lean back,
how far forward you need to lean back,
how far forward you need to lean back. And once you learn how to do that, then you can really just go out and manual anything on flat ground, on the track. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see people do is they use their arms to manual. And you really don't use your arms that much. It's more of your core and your lower body that achieve the manual. If you pay attention and you watch some of these pro riders, when they manual, their arms are usually either locked or slightly bent and they're leaning far back and they're using their legs to kick out and keep that front wheel up. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of what not to do. Whoa. So if you could tell, I was really trying to compensate and use my arms to try and balance, which is completely wrong. If I went out on the track right now and I tried that, I would either probably loop out or I'd end up bonking really hard and probably breaking my wrists. So now I'm gonna give you a couple examples of how a manual should look. Straightening your arms and using your core and your legs to really push out and keep that front wheel up. A helpful tip would probably be to imagine that you're hanging backwards like this and using your butt to lift up that front wheel like this and using your legs to balance. Now that might sound weird, but that's the best way that I could come up with how to explain a manual. All right, so that's it. That's my quick little tips on how to manual. If you guys want to see more on the bike how-tos, let me know, but that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you next week.